Hello, this is Joshua Perkins, Systems Engineer at EMC, and I'm recording this to achieve my Gen 4 certification. In December of 2014, Wikibon published an article written by David Floyer discussing the evolution of flash storage systems in the data center. He asserted that there are 4 unique generations of flash storage. Generation 1, which really came into existence in 2008, was a period of adoption for flash. This generation placed solid-state drives in traditional arrays, such as EMC's own VNX, and used a tiering approach to move data between high-performance flash drives and traditional spinning disk. This configuration added complexity to the storage platform and ultimately cost, and these complexities led to the offerings in Generation 2. Generation 2, which includes vendors such as Tintri, Nimble, and Tegile, focused on ease of management but still utilized a traditional dual-controller active-passive architecture. They use solid-state drives to front-end a slower, higher-capacity tier of spinning disk. These arrays tend to be targeted at specific workloads with a focus on serving as many reads as possible from flash. However, as flash tiers fill, data is placed on much slower spinning disk. While this was an improved approach, it did not really resolve the legacy disk issues. This generation in the article is referred to as the generation of irrelevance. Generation 3 was the arrival of the all-flash array. Vendors in this generation include Pure Storage, Violin Memory, and Texas Memory Systems, which was later acquired by IBM. This generation still embraced the dual-controller active-passive approach and remained focused on a scale-up architecture. This generation is really the generation of compromise, because the arrays could not offer high performance and advanced data services simultaneously without negatively impacting one another. So the buyer had to choose whether their focus was going to be on high performance while sacrificing the economics that data services achieve, or embrace the lower cost per gigabyte that advanced data services can provide, but at the expense of the performance they desire. The bottleneck in these systems was no longer the drives, but rather the controller architecture itself. These compromises opened the door for Generation 4. EMC launched XtremIO, a true Generation 4 platform, to address the issues presented by the previous generations. We do not believe that our customers should have to choose between extreme levels of performance and rapid returns on investment delivered through advanced data services such as inline data deduplication and compression. In addition, we address the shortcomings of the traditional active-passive controller and scale-up approach by designing the platform in a dual-controller active-active architecture that scales out as you grow. Each time you need a scale, you add a predictable performance through more controllers, more memory, and more drives. The data services span globally across the cluster to remain efficient as the cluster increases in size. This is the generation of no compromise. This approach allows XtremIO to scale to 16 active-active controllers with shared memory space, over 1 million IOPS, and more than a petabyte of capacity in the footprint of only a single rack within the data center. Floyer specifically focused on the 4 key elements of successful flash approach to the data center. In these 4, he comes up with, number 1, how does the platform scale? Which he believes specifically that a platform must scale out and maintain shared memory space to be considered optimal. Can the platform provide consistent latency? Does it employ advanced snapshot technologies? And can it take advantage of advanced QoS or quality of service features? XtremIO falls squarely in line with his reasoning. It's an exciting time at EMC because of technologies like XtremIO that position the company very well to meet our customers' evolving needs. Frankly, the proof is in the sales orders. XtremIO is the single fastest product to surpass $1 billion of revenue at EMC. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video and helping me complete my Gen 4 certification.